Standard deviation is to variability as mode 2. You chose central tendency, and it is correct. What are the two broad categories of evaluation? On track. Formative and summative is the correct answer. Formative assessment is commonly referred to as. Exactly. Assessment for learning makes sense and it is right choice. Which is the highest level of cognitive domain? Excellent. Evaluation is a brilliant choice. What is an example of a high-stakes assessment? You're right. SATS is the correct answer. It means to obtain information about what is?
Smart move. Measurement is an accurate answer.
If a test includes a proper sample, it is dash. Valid point. Content valid is true. How well a test reflects real-life situations. Correct response. Authenticity is the most accurate answer. What aspects do you need to write a criterion?
Good job. Your answer speed, accuracy, quality, quantity works well here.
Students' assessment of each other's learning.
Correct. Peer evaluation is the right answer.
It measures the general ability in a language. Well done. Proficiency test is the right choice. What is the keyword in summative evaluation?
Bravo. Certification is the answer.
Assessment contains all these elements except
Clear logic. Your choice reflection is sound and 100% true.
Harjeet was placed in the below average group.
Perfect. Assessment is the correct choice.
Dash is used to monitor the learning process.
Strong choice. All of the above is the right answer. Composing a poem is an example of what level?
Great thinking. Synthesis is the right choice.
How should a teacher base his/her assessment?
Right again. Learning outcome is a valid answer.
What is the purpose of formative evaluation? Excellent choice. Monitoring progress of students is the right answer. What are the methods used in the assessment? Well picked. A+B is the correct answer. The process of converting marks into grades. Nicely done. Absolute grading is a solid answer. It is used to evaluate students' competence.
Right choice. Summative assessment is the best answer.
What are the two main functions of a joint? Sharp thinking. Both-LNC is the right choice.
What are the aspects of instructional plans?
You got it. Your choice content organization materials activities is right. According to Brown, a reliable test is dash.
Good thinking. Consistent and dependable is the right answer.
What is an example of diagnostic assessment? Smart pick. Kell chart is the correct choice. The main purpose of evaluation is to make. Solid response. Prediction is a valid choice. Zakir scored 62 in environmental education.
Well reasoned. Measurement is the correct choice.
Slightly movable joints are known as dash. Nice selection.
Amphiarthrosis is the correct and valid answer. What is the opposite of 6? Nice work. You chose 6 and it is correct. From the following the right sequences. Great job. Test, measurement, assessment, evaluation is the accurate answer. What is determined in the primary survey? Nice work. You chose both A and B and it is correct. They were proud of their children's dash. Good job. Your answer achievements works well here. Collaborative projects are an example of. On track. Formative assessment is the correct answer. What does authentic assessment focus on? Strong choice. Greater comprehension is the right answer. The purpose of placement evaluation is? You got it. Your choice selecting students is right. Assessment should be conducted by dash. Exactly. Teachers and students make sense, and it is right choice. What are the 2 types of assessment? Sharp thinking. Formative and summative is the right choice. What are some assessment principles? Excellent choice. Practicality, reliability, and validity is the right answer. Assessment of learning means. Smart move. Summative is an accurate answer. In a paper, the score of student is. Excellent. Measurement is a brilliant choice. What are the objects of evaluation? Good thinking. All of the above is the right answer. What is a sum of questions called? Well done. Test is the right choice. Who is at greater risk of injury? You're right. Beginner skill level is the correct answer. A proficiency test measures dash. Nice selection. SISTE's level of English is the correct and valid answer. The distance between 5 and 7 is. Valid point. 12 is true. What is the absolute value of 5? Correct response. 5 is the most accurate answer. Investigates ligamentous laxity. Great thinking. Stability tests is the right choice. Dash assessment should be done. Nicely done. Teachers and students is a solid answer. Measurement is basically the solid response. Numerical value is a valid choice. Evaluation is the process of. Correct. Judging is the right answer. Which has the least scope? Perfect. Test is the correct choice. Portfolio is an example of. Well-reasoned. Ipsative assessment is the correct choice. Gate exam is an example of. Right choice. Norm referenced is the best answer. First principle of OB is. Right again. Clarity of focus is a valid answer. In norm referenced grading. Clear logic. Your choice students are compared as sound and 100% true. Rubrics are tools to dash. Smart pick. All of the above is the correct choice. What a test measures. Great job. Construct is the accurate answer. 12 is greater than. Bravo, 15 is the answer.
Evaluation is dash.
Well picked. Judgment of thee is the correct answer. What is the meat? You chose multidisciplinary team, and it is correct. How you will get all these quiz questions in PDF books format. E.
Valid point. Contact Narayan Chengder is true.